var någon som sa att världen är upp och ner. Jag tror mer att den är sned.
Diagonal, horisontell, vertikal, helt vriden.
Ur led, ur balans, ojämlik, orättvis.
Många dystra prognoser och tunga besked.
Vi rustar för krig, men kallar det fred.
Om en fjärils vingslag på en plats någonstans
kan påverka oss, sätta allt ur balans.
Så borde vi inse att vi har en chans.
Om vi höjer vår röst tills den får resonans.
Några tunga gubbar sa, världen i kast ska bli bättre plats, mer rättvis och jämlik. Men frågan är, hur kommer vi dit?
Medan några lever i överflöd saknar många på jorden vatten och bröd.
Barn ska få vara barn, inte makar och mödrar.
Barn ska få vara barn och kunna leka och studera. De har rätt till en framtid att få slippa marschera.
Ett liv utan hopp gör människan hopp.
Men ett hopp är inte så svårt att tända.
Kanske har vinden redan nu börjat vända.
Det finns tecken på det, säger vissa som vet.
Nu behöver vi mer kunskap och medvetenhet.
Det är dags att vakna. Agera.
Reagera. Göra mera.
Den globala hälsan är allas agenda.
8 mål för ett bättre liv. Minska fattigdom, skapa alternativ.
År 2015. Klockan tickar. Snart är vi där.
8 mål. Men vad händer sen?
Kommer vi att nå fram? Sätta upp dem igen. Ännu högre mål. Vad som helst kan hända.
Den globala hälsan är allas agenda.
Welcome to Global Health Beyond 2015, presented by the Swedish Society of Medicine. Please welcome its president, Peter Friberg.
Good morning, everyone, and very welcome to this most exciting conference, Global Health Beyond 2015. I'm sure that you will have a fantastic day here, given by the world-renowned speakers that will provide you a picture of what the world looks today and where we are heading, should be heading. Because global health concerns everybody. So the aim of today's conference is to increase knowledge and awareness of the global health issues. Because the great advantage of this particular conference today is that we have a cross-disciplinary scientific agenda together with the business sector and the government. Because ultimately it's the politicians who actually make the decisions, and they should be based on good data and facts. So the Millennium Development Goals are set to 2015. This is hardly 2 years to go. And we have now to consider and to think about how the new agenda would be formed. And here Sweden has a crucial role, which you will hear more about later on today. And we will have then today this conference to focus on this complex nature of Earth, the Earth's well-being and people's health. Because that's what we care about. We want to live healthy lives across the globe. So by that we have chosen 3 important themes that will be the agenda for today. And all these themes are spread around the globe. We have inequalities of health as one theme. We have climate change and the climate change's effects on health as another important theme, because that affects us all across the globe. And we have also so-called non-communicable diseases, the NCDs, which are like heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and cancer. And many people around the world are dying from these diseases. The Swedish Society of Medicine wants to engage more into the more societal medicine and contribute to the increase the knowledge and awareness of global health issues in Sweden, because we are all affected of wanting to have a good health, not for yourself but also for others. This means that the society is not only involved in caring for the patient, but also making hard work for public health. To form a conference like this, many people, organizations and sponsors are involved, for which I'm very, very grateful. And today, the effects of today, there will be after the meeting a Stockholm Declaration of Global Health, which will comprise statements for action in the global health field. And this declaration will be published after the meeting in Sweden, and will also be published in the medical journal of the Lancet. But to form such a declaration is of course an important thing, but it also involves not only what a certain few people say, but what you say. So I urge you here in this audience today during the conference to use your smartphones or iPads and go into Twitter and the Facebook and get your thoughts of what's happening here today and in general. Because we want your ideas. It's your world. We would like to know that when we form then the declaration. Now, we have here today two excellent moderators who will guide you through the day. And I know that you will enjoy them thoroughly, besides all these fantastic speakers, of course. We have Nisha Pillay, who is an economist and investigative journalist, and a previous anchor for the BBC World News, but nowadays more moderating important dialogues and meetings. For example, ministerial meetings connected with the UN. And we have Richard Horton, who is the editor-in-chief of the world-leading medical journal, The Lancet. And Dr. Horton has taken on a huge task to profoundly promote knowledge and awareness of global health issues. Most welcome to you. Finally, I would like to quote Richard Horton, who previously said on Twitter that this meeting is a critical moment for Sweden to claim a stronger voice for equity. I wish you a wonderful and inspiring day. Thank you.
Välkommen!
Hello, everybody.
My name's Richard.
And I'm Nisha.
It's really great to have you here today, and it's wonderful to be here in Stockholm for both of us. So what kind of a future do you want? That's going to be the question we're going to be asking today. And I asked that question on Twitter very late last night when I arrived in Stockholm, and I got some crazy answers at midnight. What is global health? Solve the problem of climate change. Well, we're going to do at least one of those two things today. A friend of mine back home in London said, how many conferences do we really need on global health? But my other friends in Umeå answered instantly and said, this is not the usual conference we all go to in global health. This is not a high-level meeting. This is a public meeting. This is a public conversation about that future that we all share and that we all desire, not just for ourselves, but for future generations. From Saturday, we have 1,000 days till the end of the Millennium Development Goals. Great progress has been achieved in the past decade, and we're on the threshold of even greater progress. We can eliminate mother-to-child transmission of HIV. We can make greater progress in eliminating malaria. We can deliver life-saving vaccines to millions of children around the globe. And with some incredibly simple maneuvers, we can avert the deaths of literally tens of millions of people from non-communicable diseases. So why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we moving faster? These are some of the issues we're going to explore, because we are living now at a moment of precarious uncertainty. Yesterday, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development reported that we are seeing declining aid budgets, 4% decline in 2012, on top of a 2% decline in 2011. The world is uncertain about its commitment to the planet and to the planet's peoples. Why? It is understandable that public concerns, your concerns, might be directed to more immediate and perhaps seemingly urgent priorities in your lives, in our societies. But the possibilities we have for making progress are at our fingertips. And what we are going to do over the course of today is define more precisely what those possibilities are and how we can make the progress we all wish to achieve. We want to provoke, we want to debate, we want to challenge those who govern us, who control our lives, who influence our futures. Nisha, how are we going to do that?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? The chief provocateur is Richard Horton himself, of course, you know. He's got more passion in his person than this whole room put together. But that's still not enough, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. That's still not enough. We want you to join in the provocation. We want you to join in the stirring of the pot. Are you willing to do that? Yes, really? Thank you. Now we're awake. How are we going to do this? Okay, so I had a very nice introduction, didn't we, from Peter Friberg, who said that we're both journalists. And what do journalists do, ladies and gentlemen, apart from, you know, making up the occasional story? Put that on one side. What do journalists do? Ask questions. Thank you. You are my friend for life, sir. We ask questions, right? And I am here to encourage you and to help you and to provoke you into asking questions. How are we going to do that? Well, Peter mentioned Twitter. He mentioned Facebook. Let's familiarize ourselves with the Twitter hashtag. Can we have it up there? There we go. What does it say? Hashtag GH2015, standing for Global Health 2015. Say it together, ladies and gentlemen. Global Health 2015. Are you going to send in questions? Who's on Twitter, by the way, here? Can we have a quick show of hands? Okay, but nowhere near enough. So can you please, Richard, of course, is the chief tweeter. Can you please try and download a Twitter app or log on and become Twitter users right away? Please, please, please. Because it's really easy for us to monitor the questions and collate the questions if you send them in via Twitter. However, if you are resolutely a Facebook person, we've also got a Facebook page up for you. Okay? Global Health Beyond 2015. So one way or the other, are we going to cover either Facebook or Twitter? Yes? Is there anyone who isn't on either Twitter or Facebook? Okay, we're going to send you a rescue mission. Okay? Please. Because we want to hear from everyone in the room. Do you know how many people there are in here? We're delighted to say we have 1,300 people here. Isn't that so? 1,300 people. Now, we can't race around the audience getting 1,300 questions. The fairest way to do it is via Twitter. And the fairest way to make sure that the questions are even is via a friend of mine. Let me introduce you to Fredrik. Fredrik Vass is going to be our chief editor of social media for the conference. Say hello to Fredrik.
Thank you.
And what are you going to do, dear sir?
Well, I will try to bring the feedback and the questions and comments to you and to the stage and to the speakers. And yeah, that's basically it. Try to be the bridge between you in the audience and the people on stage and help you to get your questions through.
Great. And I'm going to pick them up here on this iPad. Right? So I'll have the whole record of what you guys have been sending on here. So everyone has an equal shout. That's what we heard, didn't we? An equal shout, an equal voice. Are we ready to really put our speakers on the spot?